Hi everyone, welcome to Amagan Observer. Today I wanted to read an article online, this day live, dated March 18th, 2024, so earlier this year, because it touches on the IGBO, the 419 chief, and his installation of other chiefs in the various regions of Ghana. It's entitled, Is the Igbo Ghana Ihenetu? Calls on Igbo to respect the law of their host country. The Eze Igbo Ghana has dismissed insinuations making the rounds that Igbo in Ghana are criminals who engage in kidnapping and armed robbery. In the interview on Sabi television, he said Igbo contributed a lot in the development, there we go again, in the development of Ghana and are willing to do more as long as the environment remains conducive. That sounds like a veiled threat. So what does it mean by as long as the environment remains conducive? Many interpretations of that. And here is the main reason why I wanted to read this, because he touches on the issue of why there are other mini chiefs or whatever he chooses to call them throughout Ghana. So he continues in the article on the issue of multiple Eze Udo Idibos in Ghana. He said Ezes were created in the provinces and regions in Ghana for administrative purposes. I am the paramount king of the Indibo in Ghana. So far, we have created 6 thrones. And then he goes on to mention the various chiefs. And I'll come back to that because I want to go through the names and alongside the pictures, because I found some pictures to make things clearer. The only thing I will reiterate is that he mentioned that he had created 6 thrones. However, he gave 9 names in the same interview. So that's the discrepancy in there. But as I said, I'll come back to this. After he mentions the 9 assigned to the 6 thrones, so then he continues the conversation. All this, by the grace of God, is under my control as paramount king. All these other sub-kings in regions and local government are created for administrative purposes. We have kings that see to the needs for an Igbo there. When people have problems, they can't just move from, and the name he gave was Anasuma. So I don't know whether he wants to say Amansaman. I don't know. But in the article, he said Anasuma. So if there's a name like that in Ghana, let me know. But I'm assuming it's something else. It's a misspelling. Okay, so Anasuma or Northern Province. So the sentence again is, when people have problems, they can't just move from Anasuma or Northern Province to seek solution here, which is strange to me. Like, why would you be monitoring the movements of people? Why can't people move around freely? So that's why this whole setup is just weird. To continue, the issue is better addressed by the Eze Udo of the region, state, or province, as the case may be. If the case is too difficult for the Eze Udo to handle, they can now refer it to me as the paramount king. He does love referring to himself as king. So together with the elders, we can now attend to it. It is just like when you are talking of paramount kings back home in Nigeria. They also have sub-chiefs or sub-kings under the paramountcy. And remember that here in Ghana, we also have, I don't know why he's saying here in Ghana. I guess it's the Yoruba group in Ghana. So Kabiyesi, when I looked it up, is the chief, a chief's name in Yoruba language. We also have Kabiyesi, while Hausa has Sariki, or the Hausas have Sariki. These leaders also help direct affairs of their people. Through these structures, we promote culture, language, and obeying the law. And here I'm just paraphrasing because he was really, again, talking, as he said, about structures in place to promote their culture. And then he admonished his subjects, since he's a king, to behave in Ghana while they're living in Ghana. He continues to say, to me, I am 1000% convinced that Nigerians living in Ghana are not kidnappers or armed robbers. Nigerians are not here to destroy Ghana's economy. Rather, we are here to contribute to the growth of the economy and support the growth of the country. Hi. And then he also went on to say 40% of Igbos here are landlords. I don't know how that contributes to the growth of the country unless it's during the building phase where you contract with Ghanaian artisans. So that's up to however you want to interpret it. But he said 40% of Igbos in Ghana are landlords. Very interesting, huh? And as I said, he went on to advise Nigerians to be good ambassadors of their country by making good choices. So it's a longer article. I paraphrased it a bit. I summarized it a bit. And while I'm there, let me touch on this thing too, that some Nigerians come and complain in my comment section, saying that I'm cutting and pasting parts of interviews. Yes, you don't expect me to use a 2-hour interview to convey my message, or a 3-hour interview. So I use the parts that are pertinent to what I'm trying to convey. So I don't understand your complaints, like incessant complaints. You are cutting and pasting. I cannot play the whole thing. Everything is out there. So research and do your own investigations and confirm. Okay? So I wanted to put that out there to clarify. And now I'm back to the various people he has installed in the different regions. The first one he mentioned is Eze Dr. Samuel Ekezi of Sempe. Okay, that was the first name he named, Sempe. The second person he mentioned was Eze Kennedy Obi of Medina. The third person mentioned is Eze Raymond Okadigbo Chuma of Damfa. The fourth name mentioned was Eze Andrew Chuku of Amasaman. The fifth person named Eze Victor Anyim, which is Anyim. Again, I apologize for any butchering of names. It's based in Aflao. The sixth name was Eze Tony Ulasi of Domi Kwabenya. The seventh name he mentioned was Eze Kingsley Chinedu of Central Region. Then eighth name was Eze Dennis Abuchi Oha of Kaswa. The ninth name he mentioned was Eze Kingsley Ebo of Ashiaman. This 419 Igbo chief calls himself a kingmaker. And my question is, what is this insatiable, incessant desire to be spread out through Ghana? I don't get it. Why do you have to have administrators in every region? It's almost like King Charles. He's one of the more popular monarchs. So King Charles moving from Great Britain and going to Germany. And I don't know whether they call it regions in Germany, whatever, with this state, or let's say he moves to the United States, and then he has a mini king in each of the 50 states. Like, someone make this make sense to me. Why are you moving from your Nigeria country and coming into someone else's country and creating a kingdom? And when we ask, we are being gaslighted. Oh, you can go to Nigeria and do it. And any sensible person will know that it makes no sense. And then you have control of where people should move to and who to see in each of those regions. So if someone decides that I want to move to, let's say, in the northern region, They have to consult the central if they were something is not making sense. And when things don't make sense, as they say, there's no smoke without fire. Or there's no fire. It's the other way around. There's no fire without smoke. Is it one way or the other? But something is not gelling for me. Something is off. So he goes around making so-called kings. His home is actually called Palace Kingmaker, from what I saw online. Someone correct me. But it's something is off. This insistence of spreading out through Ghana when you cannot do that on your own land. No, 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 no. It's not going to work. You might have been moving under the radar so far, but it's going to come to the fore. It's going to come up because something is off. And whatever your plan is, it's not going to work. Not in Ghana. Not going to work. There's just so much to ponder over and assess and critically think about. And I'm going to leave it here for now. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.